Good morning, welcome back. Here we go again. So today I wanted to do a little bit of a response to a Freddie Dobbs Tuesday at Dobbs video he did a couple of weeks ago now, where he said that sports tourers are dead. Now the reason I mention that is I'm sat on a Ninja 1000 sports tourer and I love it. So I thought I'd talk about why this type of motorcycle still matters, and just make a few kind of response points to help other people learn about what I think is an absolutely fantastic machine. Not specifically the Ninja 1000, but well, I guess, yeah, specifically the Ninja 1000. So yeah, Freddie said in there, I think he referred to a sports tourer as something along the lines of a rotting corpse of a motorcycle genre. And yeah, I just think I get where Freddie's coming from. You know, obviously adventure bikes, modern retros are incredibly popular now, and I get that. You know, my last bike before this was a Triumph Speed Twin 1200. So yeah, I've tried that modern retro and sort of style bike, and yeah, they certainly have their benefits, but sports tours really have their benefits. And I'll start with the first one. And in particular, if you look at this bike, which is, I don't know, something like the 6th generation or whatever it is of the Ninja 1000, which is now the Ninja 1100. They've just done a bit of an update on it, and that includes slightly larger engine and a few other improvements. But this is the 2024 Ninja 1000. What I love about this bike, and this might sound a bit strange, is the way you kind of forget it's there. It almost disappears. It's a level of refinement in the motorcycle that you can only get from a bike that's been iterated, you know, through every little design tweak and refinement over many years and many versions, where it becomes so effective at what it does and so effortless that you just forget the things there. You enjoy the ride, enjoy the roads, enjoy the scenery, and you can just, yeah, pound down the miles if you want to, or if you're on some sort of nicer roads with slightly higher speed limits than the ones I'm on now, you can really push the bike a little bit. So first of all, I just think these bikes really allow you to enjoy the ride. You don't have to get bogged down in too much tech. You don't have to get bogged down in, you know, a heavy bike, and you don't have to be thinking, oh wow, I'm out in awful weather and I'm just getting blasted, you know, as you might on a naked bike. And kind of following on from that, I was trying to talk my friend Joe, who was on another video a few weeks ago where we did the Golden Loop just north of London. Before he bought his Triumph Tiger, and he actually did want to buy, he was going to buy a Ninja 1000, but because he lives in central London, they're quite difficult to insure there. But when I was talking him through how I'd found this bike, having gone through the various bikes I've owned before, I kind of said to him, look, I can only have one bike now. I want the Swiss Army knife of motorcycles. And I'll talk you through what I mean by that, and why I think sports tourers hit an incredible sweet spot that I don't think anything else does. So with a sports tourer, first of all, today I'm riding with the panniers off. You know, you've got actually, certainly when you're moving, an incredibly light, nimble bike that does go in quite nicely. You can sort of turn the bike very easily. So first of all, you've got a really lovely bike that you can go out and enjoy the performance of it. After that, you've then got this level of practicality. You know, I've got the big screen up here because I'm talking to you, and that kicks the air away from the microphone a little bit so you can hear me more clearly. You know, I have the tourer option, so I've got two large panniers that can just clip on the back. When they're not there, it's so nicely designed, you can't even see how they attach to the bike. It's so well sort of hidden. And then you've got the comfort. You know, you've got a lovely 1000cc engine which is working, you know, it's barely working at all, you know, today, and if I was on a motorway at 70, it'll be on, I don't know, 4,500 revs or something. So you're not getting any of that vibration, you're not getting any of that discomfort that you get on a lot of bikes. And certainly a lot of those things can be said for adventure bikes. I think a lot of those things could be said for modern retros and naked bikes, but I don't think you can say all of those things for any of them. So certainly adventure bikes, retros, naked bikes do tick some of those boxes, but I would question if any of them tick them as well as a sports tourer. The only thing you're missing with a sports tourer that some of those bikes can do better is going off-road on trails. And in reality, how many people that are buying any kind of adventure bike, GS or whatever, how many of them are actually using that side of it? So you're going to get something which, yes, a GS or a multi-strider have got very, very large engines, so they're not going to struggle at all, but they're that bit taller, they're that bit heavier, that you simply aren't going to get the same level of enjoyment and fun factor when you're out riding the lanes. And that I think is the real difference between the sports tourer and the adventure bikes. So I just pulled over and had a look at my notes, and I think I missed quite a lot of what I wanted to say, so I hope this video hasn't been too rambly, but I wanted to summarise. Look, my belief with a sports tourer is you are getting two bikes for the price of one. Firstly, you're getting the practicality, you're getting the ability to just get out, get to the shops, get to work, commute in comfort, refinement, practicality, luggage, all those things. And for free, you're getting chucked in a pretty mental sports bike, where when you take all those things off and you want to get your head down a little bit, get your knee down, you can, and you can have a great time. Now, returning to Freddie Dobbs, and Freddie, if you're out there, feel free to comment and tell me why you disagree, but I think actually the issue here is something to do with kind of Freddie's hit the nail on the head, really. It's marketing. People these days, it is much more commonplace, much more kind of sexy to have a big GS, which costs you 20 grand or whatever, or a mono retro because they're much more fashionable, than to have a kind of 14 grand sports tourer, which is kind of just an improved version of what everyone was riding 20 years ago. But pick a bike that's practical, pick a bike that makes you feel good, pick a bike that does what you need it to do. And I think if more people spent more time looking at those things, there'd be a lot more people buying sports tourers. So anyway, that's my final thoughts on this. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I'd love to hear your comments below if you disagree with anything that I've said, if I've missed any points that you think make sports tours brilliant, or if you disagree. And on the last couple of videos, I think fewer than 10% of the viewers have been subscribers. So if you're still watching, especially if it's the second video or third video of mine you've watched and you're not subscribed, please think about it, because it really helps the channel, along with likes and comments. So I'll wrap up there. Have a great day, and I'll see you all again soon. Take care.